I'm thinking about Wisconsin's governor, now juggling a bunch of new bills on his desk as he, a hardline Republican, prepares to leave office. To sign or not to sign? That is the question. The bills would limit powers of the incoming Democratic governor and attorney general, cut back on early voting, and give the Republican-dominated legislature more control over Medicaid work rules, among other things. These so-called lame duck bills were pushed through hurriedly in an all-night session by the Republicans. That riled up a lot of folks, me included. So, carrying my camera equipment on my back, this past Saturday, to work off some of my frustration, I hiked downtown to see what was happening at the Capitol. The turnout wasn't very big, maybe a couple of hundred people. Nothing like the thousands upon thousands who showed up day after day at the start of the governor's first months in office when he spearheaded Act 10, a union-busting measure that also pissed off a lot of people in Wisconsin. I'd heard that these new lame duck bills had also aroused Republicans who came here from around the state last week to call out their leaders during that all-night extraordinary session. But of the dozen or so speakers who addressed this crowd, not one appeared to have come from the GOP. So much for bipartisanship, for today at least. As a unionized school teacher who had skin in the game, 8 years ago when the outgoing governor introduced Act 10, I showed up several days during the Capitol protests. I'm not a frontline activist type. I don't tend to shout passionate slogans or carry a sharply worded sign in public. But I did bring my third graders downtown to see what was going on, and I invited two legislators, one a Democrat, the other a Republican, to share their opposing perspectives with the children. A few years ago, I retired from the classroom to make films. But now I'm back at school teaching music part-time to third graders. Singing together is challenging. It requires everyone to blend their voices with no one singing too loudly to drown out their classmates. Juggling also requires cooperation, where the right and left work together for the whole. So that has me thinking about the governor during his last days in office, as he contemplates what folks are calling a legacy-making opportunity. Does he go out as a statesman by vetoing those lame duck bills and allowing his successor to carry on the struggles of democracy without having his hands tied? Or does he sign them into law and end his second term by fomenting the kind of hardline partisanship that is ripping apart America? Time's up.